Before this video ends, you are going to realize why your life has felt so strange lately. Because the truth is, you are not becoming weak, emotional, lost, or broken. You are waking up, and once a soul begins to wake up, everything starts changing in painful ways nobody warns you about. You suddenly feel disconnected from people you once loved, exhausted by fake conversations, and emotionally drained for reasons you cannot explain. You try to act normal, but deep inside, you know something is different now. Your mind has been quieter lately, but your soul has been screaming louder than ever before. And maybe that is why you have been feeling lonely, even around people. Maybe that is why your old life no longer feels like it belongs to you anymore. Because awakening is not peaceful in the beginning. First, it destroys the illusion you were living inside, before it reveals who you truly are. Right now, there are millions of people sleeping through life without ever questioning anything. But you started noticing the energy, the emptiness, the strange feeling in your chest telling you that you were meant for something deeper. And after tonight, you will finally understand why your soul has been pulling you away from the person you used to be. Because this feeling inside you is not confusion. It is the beginning of your transformation. Do you know what the scariest part of waking up is? It is realizing that almost your entire life was built around becoming acceptable to other people. You stayed quiet, ignored your pain, and pretended to be okay just so nobody would leave you. But now something inside you refuses to keep pretending anymore. That fake smile you used for years has started feeling heavier every single day. And every time someone says, "You changed," deep down you know they are right. Because you are finally seeing things your old self was blind to before. You notice manipulation in people's voices, emptiness in conversations, and hidden pain behind everyone's masks. It feels like your eyes suddenly opened in a world still sleeping. And that realization changes you in painful ways nobody talks about. You stop enjoying meaningless attention, fake friendships, and temporary distractions. Your soul starts craving something real, something deeper, something your heart cannot even explain yet. That is why lately you have felt emotionally exhausted for no reason. Your energy is fighting a silent war between who you were and who you are becoming. One side wants comfort, while the other side wants freedom, no matter how painful it gets. And the truth is, most people will never understand this version of you. They only loved the version that stayed quiet, obeyed expectations, and never questioned anything. But your soul was never created to stay asleep forever. Something dangerous is happening inside you right now. You are starting to see through everything people tried to normalize your entire life. And once a soul begins seeing the truth, it can never fully go back to sleep again. That is why your old life suddenly feels so heavy now. You laugh with people while secretly feeling disconnected from every word they say. You scroll endlessly, chase distractions, stay busy all day. But nothing fills the emptiness anymore, because your soul is tired of surviving in places that no longer align with who you are becoming. And deep down, you already know that. That strange feeling in your chest has been warning you for a long time now. You are not exhausted because life is hard. You are exhausted because your spirit has been carrying a version of you that no longer feels real. Every fake smile, forced conversation, and ignored emotion has slowly been killing your energy from within. And the worst part is that nobody around you notices this battle. People see your face every day, but they have no idea how much your inner world has changed. They do not see the nights you spent questioning your purpose, your identity, and your entire existence. Because awakening is not just becoming more spiritual. It is the painful destruction of every illusion that once kept you comfortable. And the more truth you discover inside yourself, the harder it becomes to tolerate fake energy around you. That is why you feel different now. Not because you are broken, but because your soul has finally started remembering who you truly are. And that transformation is changing everything around you, whether people understand it or not. The hardest truth about awakening is this: you start losing people without even trying to. Not because you hate them, but because your energy no longer fits inside the same darkness anymore. And honestly, that pain changes something inside you forever. Because some of the people you once trusted the most suddenly start feeling like strangers. You hear the same voices, see the same faces, but your soul no longer feels safe around them. That is when awakening becomes terrifyingly lonely. You stop feeling understood by the world around you. Even when people are beside you, it still feels like nobody truly sees the war happening inside your mind. And during those nights, you begin questioning yourself. You wonder if maybe you are becoming cold, distant, or emotionally damaged. But deep down, your spirit knows this isolation has a deeper purpose. Because sometimes awakening removes people from your life to protect your future self. Some connections were only meant for the version of you that stayed asleep. They were comfortable with your silence, but uncomfortable with your growth. And the painful part is that growth forces you to outgrow environments too. Places that once felt exciting suddenly drain your energy within minutes. Your soul starts craving peace more than attention, depth more than entertainment, and truth more than approval. That is why your life has felt so different lately. You are not losing yourself like you feared. You are shedding every false version of yourself that was built just to survive. And when this transformation fully begins, there is no going back to who you used to be. Because once the soul tastes truth, fake happiness can never satisfy it again. That is the moment a person truly begins waking up. Right now, your old self is fighting for survival inside your own mind. That is why some days you feel motivated and powerful, and other days you suddenly feel emotionally destroyed for no reason. A war is happening between the person you were trained to become and the person your soul was born to be. And most people never survive this stage of awakening. They feel the discomfort, the loneliness, the emotional chaos, then run back to distractions before transformation can fully begin. Because facing your real self is one of the most terrifying experiences a human being can go through. But you stayed. Even after the sleepless nights, emotional breakdowns, and moments where your entire reality started feeling unfamiliar. Something deep inside you refused to return to the version of yourself that was slowly dying inside. That is because your soul already knows what your mind is still afraid to accept. You were never meant to spend your whole life chasing approval from people who do not even understand themselves. You were never meant to shrink your spirit just to make others comfortable around you. And now your energy is changing faster than ever before. You can feel lies instantly. You notice manipulation, fake intentions, hidden jealousy, and emotional emptiness without anyone saying a single word. That sensitivity is not a curse like people think. It is a sign your consciousness is becoming sharper than the illusions around you. Your spirit is finally learning to protect itself from the energy that once destroyed it silently. And soon, you will realize something that changes your life forever. The pain was never sent to destroy you. It was sent to wake up the version of you that had been sleeping your entire life. One day, you are going to look back at this painful phase of your life and realize It was the moment your soul finally chose truth over comfort. Because everything breaking inside you right now is creating the person you were always meant to become. You were never crazy for feeling different. You were never weak for becoming emotional. And you were never lost just because your spirit stopped connecting with the life that once felt normal. The truth is, your old self had to fall apart. That version of you survived pain, rejection, pressure, and loneliness for years. But survival is not the same thing as truly living. And now your soul wants more than survival. It wants peace that is real. It wants relationships that feel genuine, purpose that feels meaningful, and a life that no longer requires pretending every single day. That is why you started pulling away from fake energy. That is why certain people became uncomfortable around your presence. And that is why your intuition has become louder than the opinions of the world around you. Because once a soul truly wakes up, it cannot continue betraying itself anymore. You stop abandoning your emotions just to be accepted. You stop shrinking yourself to fit inside places that were never meant for your spirit. And maybe that is why this video found you tonight. Not by accident, but because a part of your soul needed confirmation that you're not imagining this transformation. You are changing because you are finally becoming conscious of who you truly are. So if your heart has been feeling different lately, trust it. If your spirit has been pulling away from your old life, trust it. And if the world around you no longer feels the same, maybe it is because your soul was never meant to stay asleep forever.